All right, Scorpio for the year 2022. Sun, Moon, Rising, Scorpio, Scorpio house placement. Um, so, this year is going to be a year of hurry up and wait for you. That's what I'm getting for your overall energy. There's going to be fast movement and then sudden stop, pause, reflection on the actions you just took, and then sudden movement again, and then stop. It's going to feel like I'm almost getting like Morse code feeling, like dot, dash, dot, dash, dot, dash. Um, Maybe there's some secret message in there for you. And maybe in this year you'll kind of have to read between the lines, I guess. All right. So, you yourself this coming year are going to be making big decisions on new things in life. I think you're going to be less so interested in the past and more so making what's been new. And this very well could be your personal expression of your physical body. So you could be doing new things with your hair, new things with how you present yourself, your wardrobe, etc. A lot of Venusian qualities here. So I'm seeing like piercings if you've never had any, tattoos if you've never had any, if you always wanted to wear your hair a certain way but then have been afraid of doing it because, it just was like maybe you're worried what other people think. I see you just wanting new in your life. So anything that has like an old vibration, you're going to be getting rid of that and you're going to be bringing in the new. I also see there could be a lover from the past, but I don't know if this was somebody that you might be refurbishing something this year and making it new. It's almost like you're refurbishing yourself. Like anything from last year, you're going to want to like change it or get a new one. There's like a makeover here for sure. All right. And so what you're valuing and your core beliefs, you are valuing changing any lack of give and take in your life. So anything that has not been balanced in financial matters, if you've been giving out more than you've been getting back from certain places, people, or things, you're going to be taking that into account this year, and you're going to be wanting to make a change, and you're going to really, this is your energy in this house, second house that I'm seeing. So I'm seeing you, whatever's not balanced, maybe this year you're not going to be giving to others as much as you are giving to yourself. And that might be seen as like a selfish thing by some people. But in some parts of our life, we know that there's a balance to all things, but sometimes that balance is what's needed to give to ourselves so that we may be able to help others more in the coming years or months or whatever. So, and it might just be in the time of spring that you're feeling a little more like you need to focus more on yourself and in your finances and how things are going for you. There might be somebody who you might get a raise in the spring. There's a change, and it's been needing to come for a long time, and so you're doing your best to balance that situation out. How you're thinking in the new year. I see you being very confident, capable, and expressing yourself and applying what you know and how you, there's like a style to this expression. So you're putting your name on everything you touch and everything you think this year. You're very opinionated, and you are maybe not as open to learning from others that you find a little less, not at your level. So you also might be teaching somebody who's younger. Something about personal value, and or you may very well be teaching them how to express themselves. A much younger person. I'm seeing this as like you teaching somebody how to do their makeup is a very silly kind of example, but I'm seeing you teaching somebody who doesn't know how to do something that you've been very good at, or have gotten very good at. I'm also seeing you applying what you know in order to fake it until you make it, basically. So you might not know something, or you might have to learn something this year, and you're going to be able to kind of lay that wand down over the spots that you don't know. So like a bridge. So what you know now may very well help you. Your confidence will help you this year in terms of the people around you in your day-to-day life. You might be teaching a neighbor how to do something this year, and it would be creative, potentially. You're walking the walk this year, but it's almost like you might be learning from someone else this year in your immediate environment as well. There's this a need to learn something, or a wanting to learn something, and the people around you, potentially a neighbor or a sibling. If you have a younger sibling, they may actually know something that you don't, or have a skill that you don't, and you might be learning from them this year. This is also very much a house that reflects education. So you could very well be a teacher at a school. It's looking like that. Could be something for some of you. This would be an action-oriented, you would be very animated in your approach to teaching, very lively. You also might be trying to teach somebody else a lesson this year in your immediate environment, by just being yourself, and kind of like maybe it's a little sarcastic in nature, and this other person isn't getting the point. So you might want to, not that the Queen of Wands is not direct, she really does speak her truth, but she also just does it through her actions more than her words. So you might want to use your words a little more with certain people, just because they may not completely get what you're putting down all the time. I'll go back to that if I have anything else that comes up. So in the 4th house, home, family, your background, your upbringing, the support that you have in your life, you have a lot of support when it comes to the day-to-day things, and any kind of, you'll have a lot of support in between all of say your balancing of your day-to-day your home life. So if you have roommates, they will be able to pick up where you left off with the house chores, and it will be more of a give and take, very balanced approach. If you have children, your children will be more helpful this year in the home, and there will be more of a balance there. There will also be time for work and play. I almost find this to be the supercalifragilisticexpialidocious card. I don't know if you can see that because my camera seems to have frozen. But it is probably one of the more make it fun, even though it's work type cards. So I see you like having fun with the mundane things of the household, like doing dishes. You'll put music on and you'll sing. Just having fun with the kids if you have children, or are, have children in the home. They may not be your children. Just being able to make light of work and be able to get a lot done in the home. So there might be something that's like a project. We'll say you're painting your house and your kids want to help. So you give them, their paintbrush roller and their paintbrushes and their paint, and you let them paint their own room, whatever color. I mean, not everybody is going to be up for that, but if you're one of those parents that's like a little more easygoing about things, I see that being something that, is a very good bonding thing that gets the job done. It might get the job done a lot faster with more help. I also see there being an even take of, you'll feel like money comes in this year and money goes out. Money comes in to replace the money that went out, and then it goes out. So there's like this kind of happiness, and there's also this give and take. Everything kind of flows. And there's a nice flow in the home. And there's creativity in the home. And there could be creative projects that bring money into the home. You might be juggling a regular job and a creative business at home. And I see these both being things that are it just feels so bright. It's a really nice feeling that I get from these two cards. Playful. All right. So, and then going into your creative sector, I see a win-win within the home. So it's very well that you might be starting your own business at home and doing that at home. I mean, a lot of us are these days. And I feel like even though the Five of Swords is usually like, the win that cost you something, I feel like it's a win-win in the reverse. Like there is a winner, or everybody's a winner. So you might feel like there's a creative project which you've been working on with associations, and it's like everybody's winning, and you're creating a structure or something sound that will last, that will be long-lasting. I'm hoping that this will turn on. I hope it's recording me. So, win-win, creating a structure, celebration. I see also if you've been competing in any creative type of, you submitted some work into a contest. There's a win here. Definitely getting ahead with creative projects. In terms of love, this is like a win-win situation, and maybe possibly plans for moving in together. And that's what the happiness and the compromise within the home sector might be about. It's like, well, where do we want to live? There's choices with money and happiness to do with the home. So where do we want to live? How do we want to live? There's lots going on here that has to do with happiness surrounding decisions or compromise within a winning situation, because everyone's on the same page and you're building something with some solidity that can stand the test of, the structurally sound. And this is the base of the chart. So I see like building a family, building a home. Some of you might actually be building a home, and there's creative decisions that are being made that might cost a little bit of money. So you're trying to make it a win-win for everybody. You want it to be something to celebrate. Also, children coming into play, being born, and there's like this. It's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun too. And starting a family and everybody seems to be getting what they want out of the situation, and everyone's happy. So really liking that. All right, in the 6th house, day-to-day service to others, and your work, and your health. What's healthy for you? I see nearing the completion, or you might have fulfilled some kind of big goal for yourself in terms of your health. This could be some physical activity that you've been doing, where you feel like you're achieving some kind of mastery, or coming to the end of an end result. So I see it being, I'm finally getting my body that I always wanted, because I worked out all this time. And within half the year, you'll start to notice that like it's exact. You're at your goals. You've reached your goal. I see a lot of goal reaching throughout the mid part of the year. I also see it's two huge big cycles. So this is also like, you could get your dream job this year. Very likely. There was a lot of competition involved with this. You would, with the Wheel of Fortune in the world, I mean, it's almost like an impossibility that has become possible. So you've kind of gotten to the point where you were like, yes, I finally got it. I didn't think I would, but I kept up my hopes and I worked hard and I got it. So very, very much dream job, kind of the wheel turns in your favor. You complete something and start a whole new cycle in life. You might be ending one chapter of life and going into a whole new one that's really positive, and it's destined and kind of uplifting. Say, for example, you've been a stay-at-home mom, and then your kids are going off to college. So this year, you would be ending a cycle and completing that cycle, and then starting a whole new life. So you might, after your kids go off to college, be very like, okay, well, I'm going to go travel the world. And this is just an example. Or you might start, going to bingo and you might win bingo. I don't really know. It's just your life and how it pertains to your life. But there will be some major turn of events that will help you complete a cycle in your day-to-day routines, your services to others. So this could be, you've been working to help an elderly person in your family get to a certain point in terms of them being able to move out of their home and into assisted living. And finally, after hundreds of boxes are packed up and sorted through, you achieve, they move into their new place of living, and you are no longer doing that anymore. And there's all this free time, and something else comes in to fill that free time. So I see that. In your relationships, if you are single, which you might not be this year, because I see a lot of love going on. You might be very much in a relationship. Also, sorry to get off topic again, but this might have been something that took extra long, and you thought it would be a short thing in prior, and now it's finally done, and you're like, oh God, it's not the hurry up, and that's where the hurry up and wait thing came in. You were hurrying to do something, and then waiting, and then hurrying to finish it, and then waiting again, and something would come up. This time, it will finally be completed in your day-to-day life. So there's some huge completion of a cycle. And it's been very competitive, or very, you just had to be on your toes with it in the past. So that's good. You're finally finishing that. So then lots of options if you're single. Just a lot of options. Some might be kind of emotionally confusing, or it might be unclear, but I see lots of offers, emotional offers in love. And this could also be just, you just might want to be a little bit more cautious about accepting or dabbling with all of those cups, because you see here, like, there's so many things in those cups, and some of them aren't that great, or some of them could be awesome, but you don't know until you actually, like, go to pick it up, and maybe the dragon bites your finger, or, maybe the octopus tries to eat you. I don't know. But there's, I think that there's just like an abundance of emotional offers this year. Your relationships with other people are going to be very loving, and they're going to be free-flowing with expressing themselves towards you. It's just a little hint of caution here to maybe there's going to be people that maybe don't have your best interests at heart all the time, and you'll just have to take it with a grain of salt. Like, their kindness might be just, fluff in certain circumstances or with certain people. So I also do see that any emotional offerings, they may be a little immature. At least at first. There might be a sense that this person needs to grow up a little more, or they're like a kid at heart. That also could be it. They could be very playful and adorable in their approach to offering you. And this is all relationships. So we're talking about your relationships with everybody in your life, pretty much. Romantic relationships do look good. I see win-win type of situation. I see a lot of love for yourself as well, and where you've come from, and this year, an appreciation of how far you've come in your life and ready for new. So you're getting a lot of that new. It just might feel like you're going at lightning speed, and then all of a sudden there's a pause. But then things pick up again. In the 8th house, there might be some idea or concept that you've planted a seed in the past for, and it's starting to it's starting to become manifest. And this could be a resource. You could have helped somebody out with something, and you're seeing that something turn into to manifest. And you're wondering if it's time to this one's giving me a little bit of a tricky. So a major change. There could be, for some out there, there could be an opportunity that's very sexual in nature, that comes up, and you might be looking to, you might have just come out of a relationship. This is for very specific for some of you, and you might be receptive to this opportunity. I don't see you like I see you like almost, I'm trying to look for the word, being receptive to it, we'll just say. But being no BS, like there will be some rules to this situation. I see you kind of drawing your line in the sand, saying, look, this is what this is, and this is what this is, and that's what this is, you know? What else is this? This is a cutting out. There is like a cutting of some new growth. If some of you have like some kind of new mole or something that popped up, you might get that removed this year if you don't like it. Or the doctor's like, well, we don't see it as being dangerous, but if it's uncomfortable for you, or that's another thing I see. Queen of Swords, she cuts out what doesn't serve her anymore. She's very wise because she's been burnt in the past. The 8th house is the house of the past. It's also the house of secrets and mysteries. So you might cut out some mystery. You might be cutting through some. There's just change here. There's like a cutting away and making a pruning back and changing something. It's a transformative house. So again, with the hair, I get like a major change in your hair, going shorter with your hair. This pertains to everybody, of course. Like if you're a guy with longer hair, like cut your hair shorter. I also see other people's resources. There's a lot to do with kind of a stealing away quickly and a waiting. So if you work as anybody who like gardens or harvests a crop, if you're a farmer, if you're somebody who just likes to garden and that's like your thing, you might be starting seedlings or are doing like a transplant almost of a best example is like you have like babylings, like you guys know what I'm talking about. Um, Taking a transplant of a main plant, a mama plant, and replanting it in the ground to cultivate more. Um, and in this house, it would be something that could be poisonous, drug related, um, lots of different things there. But I won't get too much into it. But there's this sort of growing something from a cutting, or something that's growing being cut. I'm trying to see. And if this is like, this could be surgery because there's a lot of aesthetics here, I see. So if you're having surgery to transform your face or any kind of plastic surgery, this would fall under here as well. And I see lots of, and if it's to be younger, another thing, this could be possible this year. And that would happen in the time of Scorpio or in the time of Taurus. So it's 50-50. It looks like it'd be a great new beginning for you if you are going to do that. And I see potentially a female doctor or very wise female starting out on this venture, or the doctor is very wise. This could also be somebody who hasn't had relations with someone in a really long time, seeing an opportunity to do that. That's very enticing and tempting. And this woman might be a little older. This person would be a little bit younger, we'll just say. Of course, legal is always, and consenting and all that stuff applies. So don't be thinking I'm giving bad advice or not nice advice. Yeah, I'm going to move on from that. If anything comes back, I'll let you know. In terms of the 11th house, I see road trips for many of you Scorpios. Just moving forward, this could be with multiple friends, but there is joyriding here, and it's long distances. And there could be messages from afar. You might be getting a car shipped to you. There's from abroad or from somewhere. There's cars and communication. So there might be some kind of some of you might be learning how to drive this year that are watching this. It looks good for you. It looks expansive. It looks like, you're going places and you're doing a lot of different things. I just see her being one wand here, being confident, maybe learning something that's taken a little bit of a long time for her to learn, or some of you could be instructing people on how to drive. You could be learning stick for the first time. also see the yin and the yang energies. So there could be a communication from um, overseas and a country that has that where that symbology is incorporated in their culture um, in some way, shape, or form. Oh yeah, the yin and the yang is over there. I didn't even notice that. Yeah, so some of you could be taking a trip to Asia this year. Um, or communicating with somebody from Asia. Maybe you have a pen pal of some kind. Lots of communication and from far away, and it comes fast. And you two might be opposites, but it's almost like the two of you combined. It's moving in a good direction. The whatever dynamic you have going on. If you're going to travel abroad, of course, be safe and all that stuff. Follow the rules, yada yada. I don't want to get in trouble on YouTube. I just started here. But I also see like maybe lots of different cars. This could be a race. Some of you could be traveling far to go see a car show or a race. I'm getting the signs Cancer and Libra, or Cancer and Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. There's a trip and lots of movement. I'll get back to that. That's very interesting. So, 10th house. No longer waiting for your ships to come in with some kind of career opportunity or something. So it could be that your career dream has come true and you no longer, that could be what you were tying up, the very competitive thing that you were tying up this year, that there's a lot of win-win, there's a lot of celebration here. I see something coming to you and not really having to wait for it. It's also being so close to these high speed cards, like it's like a rocket ship. So whatever it is you're making huge strides in your career this year, and I don't feel you're waiting for others to come to you. It's just, you're just going. You're by the seat of your pants. If there is anything that you've been waiting for that's maybe stop and go type scenario, that may very well be in your career. So the stop and go could be making huge leaps forward in career and then coming to a roadblock and being like, well, now I just got to wait for that raise, or now I just got to wait for that promotion. But there's so many victory cards here. I have destiny. I have completion of a huge cycle in life. I have big life-changing choices that are seen by the universe and blessed by the universe. I have major change in finances, and whatever's not being balanced in your life, taking that balance into account. And I see you driving force victory towards victory. Like, there's just like so many. It's the hurry up and go. Maybe somebody stole an idea of yours also. This could be possible. Stole an idea of yours and you've had to rebuild, and you've been waiting for that time to to kind of be ready to go, and you're wiser for it now. You're like, there's almost an element of rebirth. So, example, somebody cheated on you in 2021 and you got a divorce, and then you had to rebuild your life, and finally, or in 2020, and then you're finally starting to rebuild your life, and you're no longer having to deal with this person anymore, and there's just new sexual opportunities and lots of creativity, and you might be starting a new business from home, and you've met a new lover, and you're moving in together. I mean, there's like dealing with your old life, but then racing forward with your new life. So there's like this push-pull from the past, but I see you wanting new and moving towards the new, and you becoming wiser for it. You're just, you know who you are. You're not afraid to think out of the box. It's like you're elevated in some way. You've matured from this situation, and the past year or two, and you hold no prisoners. Like the Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Wands too, passionate and witty and cunning. There's this like very sassy energy to this. All right, we'll go to the 11th house. Associations, friends, networking. I had something on this and I've lost it. Hold on one sec. Okay, so you might be called to action this year, in terms of partnering with other people. So this could be very well to do with work or in love. I'm seeing it more so love, because it's almost like you get this deep inner knowing that you need to take action on solidifying a bond with somebody, and make an item out of it. Make yourselves an item. I also see you becoming romantically involved with somebody new, and there being an immature person trying to get in the middle with gossip. Just be careful who you share your love life with. That's what I'll say on that one. You might be called to there is this like message communication from deep within. So it's almost like there could be a romantic, it's almost like you just know this person that's been a friend for so long, is there's going to be more to it than that, or there is more to it than that. You also could have gotten into an argument with somebody that ends up with a friend that ends up becoming more of a love relationship, or a harmonious relationship. I see that as well. There's going to be a deep need for bonding and networking this year. So you might want to get to that. It's a very spiritual year. I see like hurry up and wait, strategy and planning, and waiting for the crops to be ready, whatever you're trying to harvest in your life, the new seeds that you've planted for this year in terms of career and love. The other thing, it's a win-win situation. So a lover and you might actually have an argument, but it ends up a little spat. Um, but it ends up being like a win-win situation. I also see a decision might anger somebody that you were in relationship with this year, but in the end it becomes a win-win. So I feel like whatever decision you make, big decision, life decision you make, they'll get over it. It'll smooth itself out. Creative projects, you might be joining forces with someone else this year to move your creative projects in a new direction. This year you're going to want to be you're going to want to stand your guard with things. So in terms of anything good that's happening in your life, just keep it to yourself. I feel like if you keep things to yourself a little bit more about the good things, not that we shouldn't share the great things in our life that happen, but I just feel like you won't have to defend so much. There might be something that happens good for you that somebody else is really not digging. And you might have to be, kind of setting up some boundaries. Also, I see spiritual boundaries here. Any kind of if you're into that sort of thing, any kind of protection that you can, like little charm bags that protect you, any kind of, say sprinkling black salt along your doorway, planting rosemary in your front yard, any of those folklore traditional, don't walk under ladders, I see like almost like a little bit of a superstitious spiritual influence here of like, just, avoid the evil eye, I guess, and do that by keeping maybe some things off of your Facebook, or there also might be something that happens, a decision to unfriend somebody on Facebook because of something they do or say online. Very possible here. That could be some deceptive or underhanded behaviors. And this is very much the World Wide Web, and just like, all kinds of things fall under the Wheel of Fortune. I do see like there being something really, really great that happens in your day-to-day life that's like just really awesome and a completion of a cycle, and you almost have to beat people off with sticks because you're like, all right, like this huge thing happened to me and it's great and I'm so excited, but I also need to like recharge and like get away from your energy. Like other people's energy might be bothering you, it might be overwhelming you because this situation, although it's so great, it's just kind of taking a lot of your energy. So be a little secretive, and whatever you're building is coming into a completion this year, and you're starting anew with it, a new phase, new look on life. The hurry up and wait thing, I mean, sometimes that's life. Sometimes there's big things that happen, and then they rush us forward into a whole new chapter, and then there's like a little bit of like a regrouping and a relearning of the new patterns we have to get into, and and kind of getting a feel for life again. That's this year for you, Scorpio, and I just can't wait to see if any of you in 6 months' time find any of this helpful or true or resonating for you. Please leave a comment and let me know. I'd love to hear. All right. Have a happy 2022, Scorpio, and I'll see you in January.